All right, so I'm here with Nick. We're in Green Mountain. I'm going to let him introduce himself, but I wanted to make a video trying to capture a little bit of the history and the culture here in the Appalachians, Green Mountain, the history with your family, your lifestyle, and so on. And so I'll start with a introduction for you, and if you want to lead the way with that, we can dive on in. Sound
Okay.
good? If you want to tell people a little bit about yourself, your family, the business, how long your family's been in Green Mountain.
Okay. I'm Nick Whitson. I'm 67 years old. I'm one of 7 kids to OC and Parzady Whitson. I've got 3 brothers, 3 sisters. I've got 2 sons of my own. I've got 4 grandkids. The store was started in 1927. The 3rd generation sold it to my dad in 1960. Him and Mom ran it for 30 years. Me and my sisters had it 34 years. We carried just about everything from hardware, groceries, appliances, living room, bedroom, dining room, odds and ends, mattresses, just about anything you want around here except electronics and firearms. I've lived here all my life, grew up here. We've all worked in the store since we was big enough to carry something or put something together. We used to sell a lot of tricycles, bicycles, wagons, stuff like that for Christmas. It's went pretty good. We used to sell a lot of clothes and hardware and farm equipment, and a lot of coal, feed, fertilizer, lime, stuff like that. When places like Walmart and all them started coming in, we lost all that, but we stayed with the furniture and appliances. That's our biggest thing we got right now. We still sell hardware and groceries, electrical, plumbing, stuff like that for people that forgot to get it at town. But we still carry just about everything. It was good growing up here. We love the mountains. I'm old school, so you worked until the work was done, then you got to play if there's any time left. So, we'd hit the mountains of a night, a bunch of us, but it's a good place to be raised.
All right. Let's see here. How about, well, you kind of went over with the history of the general store and what you had to offer over the years for the community. So when you mentioned things like coal, you're talking like block coal, things
Black
like
coal.
that? And
Block coal, it used to be block coal. A lot of people burnt coal back in the winters. Old people love coal because it's good hot heat, and it lasts all winter, if you got you a load of it. But it died out, and now people building firewood, kerosene, propane, stuff like that. Now, convenience mostly, but I still burn wood, me and my mom. So,
okay. What's a typical day looking like for you and your family running the store up here?
we open up at 7, me and my sister. My mom lives next door. She's 97. She ain't walked in about 6 years, which my youngest sister, she takes care of mom about 24/7. They live just 50 foot from the store here, so we run back and forth, take care of her. My sister does all the ordering and everything. I do all the delivering. We work back and forth between the two of us. Sometimes we get some time off through the day. We go home and do stuff we need to do and then come right back. But it's a lot of work, but we have to enjoy it to be here 64 years. So it's a good living.
And now I remember you saying you've got, and for those who don't know who are watching this, the name of your business, where you're located.
All right.
I should ask that.
It used to be OC Whitson and Sons, and when my dad retired, we had to change the name. It's Whitson's Furniture and General Store now.
Okay.
So I had to keep the general store to remind people it's an old store. So we still got some old stuff.
And you're connected to the post office and the year that Presbyterian Church, I believe. What year was that built?
The post office used to be across the river, and they brought it across the river on a flat bottom boat in 1910
Okay.
to some little room over here, before the store was built. Then when the store was built, they put it in the store. So as time went on, it got to growing, so we had to move it out of the little room into a bigger room at the end of the store. So it's been here ever since. And then the Presbyterian Church was built in 1936. It's next door. So it's been fully operational up until the flood. And since the flood hit, they've got a lot of work to do on it, which ain't started on it yet, but they're going to reopen it back up. So.
And as the post office, they have plans to reopen that?
Yeah,
as well?
we got word 2 weeks ago they're going to open the post office back up. So, you know, with the government.
I hear you.
But they are going to open it.
Okay. And your mother's house was built in
It was built in 1895.
1895. And that's the house you grew up in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's still got the chestnut logs in the floor for floor joists. And we had to gut it during the flood. She lost everything. We had to gut it, and we got her. The last guy got done today, right before you come. So it's completely done.
And for those who might not know that are watching this, right behind you is the North Toe River.
Yeah.
A couple 100 feet, if that. And September 27th of 2024, we all went through Hurricane Helene.
Yeah.
It
was 40 foot above normal. They clocked it through here at over 70 mile an hour.
Okay.
It was a cutting flood instead of a flowing flood. We had a flowing flood in 77, but this is a cutting flood. It cut roads out, it cut trees, bridges. You about had to be here to see it. But half the road over to the river, everything was gone. It was 6 foot deep here where I was sitting. The windows is gone. My drink boxes is hanging out the windows. They was getting ready to go. We had 6 foot of water in here. We had 3 foot of sand and mud and muck, you know, brush, trash. It took us about 2 months to clean everything in here out. So it was something to see. Like I said before, I said, I've seen hurricanes on TV in Texas, Florida, Mississippi, all that. Until you go through one, you don't have no idea what it's like. But it was something to see.
Yeah. As far as getting back a little bit from the storm, back onto the culture, how would you describe Appalachian culture?
It's the best in the world. It's the best place in the world to grow a family. We love the mountains. I mean, when we was little, that's our joys, getting in the mountains. There's a lot of hard work, but there's also a lot of enjoyment. We have holidays, we're all together, we enjoy each other together. When we all get together, there's about 36 to 40 of us, just family. He's going to be 14 grandkids here soon. So, but my mom, she'll have 14 great grandkids. Cookouts, camping, hunting, especially fishing. We got decorations, which is about a thing of the past, but we still got decorations here in the mountain, the old time tradition. We still have cookouts. A lot of work, you know, but we worked here, me and my sister, we worked here 6 days a week from 7 to 5. And then I've got yards I mow of the evening, you know. It's just a great place to live. You got good mountain people, which we're losing. We're getting a lot of people moving in, you know, and they're bringing their attitudes with them and stuff, but we're trying to hold on to what we got.
Now, as far as, say, 20, 30 years back, however long, what was it like compared to when you say, you know, new people move in? Were you free to just roam in these mountains? Were you free to hunt? Everyone looked after one another, and that's kind of come to a close where my property is my property, that kind of thing? Or how would you?
Yep. It's getting to that point. We used to hunt and fish just about anywhere you wanted. As long as you didn't tear up the land or nothing, but people's moving in now. They're putting up no hunting, no trespassing, no this, no that. So your land's getting down to where my kids can't enjoy it like we did. You know, I'd love for my grandkids to roam around the mountains like we did, but it's getting to where you can't hardly do it anymore.
And you're second generation, correct?
I'm second.
So you got your son would be third, and then you're taking your grandson, I believe, is 7 years old. You said, correct?
Yeah.
You running a sawmill. I remember you were telling me.
Yeah, we bought us a sawmill, and he loves to run it. So we're teaching him how to work.
Which is extremely rare.
I've got 4 grandkids. I got one a year old, 1 3, 1 7, 1 10, and they work. They got chores. But after their chores, if it's time to play, they play. They'd rather be on the hillside and in the mountains of building little forts as they would be out here with other kids. They just love it. My granddaughter, she killed her first deer last year, and she killed it by herself. So she shot it and everything. So we told her, said, you shoot it, you have to help clean it. Yeah, that went over well, but it's part of it. You need to teach them how to survive, how to do stuff. They help plant gardens, and they help plant taters, and they also have to help take care of them and dig them when time comes. But it's a good work ethic.
How would you describe growing up in the mountains and the connection to the land? I mean, you've been here for quite some time. Your family's had roots. You know, if someone's coming in here and just buying a home, and they say, I'm a mountain entrepreneur or mountain person, or they don't have the stories and the connection to that.
Well,
so how would you describe that for yourself?
A lot of people come in here, they think they can live on nothing, and a lot of them sell out pretty quick. We was raised here. We know how to survive. We know when to plant and when to harvest and what to do through the winter. It's a learning experience, I guess is how you put it. The old people, always listen to them because they know best. We cut wood through the summer and fall. We can everything through the summer out of the gardens. My sister, I think she's canned about 600 cans of food this summer. Jelly and everything out of the garden you can name. That's supply for the winter. I don't know how to explain it. I growed up in it. It's just an everyday natural thing for me. But we make it. You can live on it if you have to want to.
Well, I think the biggest, I'm an older millennial. I'm in my 40s. I've been down here 6 years. And the biggest disconnect, especially coming from a big city, obviously, is it's all there for you with the price. You get in your car, you drive down, you get what you need, and then that allure, this is absolute gorgeous scenery, great people. I'm here for a reason, right? Just like everyone else. And you think, well, this will be easy. And and then I wonder, looking and meeting people, and they're always working, but they're not at work some of the time, but they're always working. I'm like, well, what does that mean? And well, they're canning, they're doing their gardens.
Well, we got people that comes in here that really wants to be a part of the community.
Yeah.
And me and my sister, we show them how to can. We show them when to plant. We show them when to cut firewood, what kind of firewood, whatever they want to know. We pretty well help them out. I've taught 3 or 4 how to can food, and keep it through the winter. I've got stuff in my can house 20 years old, and you can open it right now, and you'd swear I canned it this year. It's all how you can it and preserve it. We cook, we kill our own meat, so we take care of that part as far as meat goes and vegetables. Show you when to sow grass, when to plant trees. It's things that's been handed down from generation to generation. A lot of people buy a tree and go out and plant it. A lot of times you can't plant it then. You have to wait to a certain time. Because I've seen them buy hundreds of dollars worth of trees and plant them, and they die in 2 or 3 weeks. It's stuff you've taught down through generations when and how. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
And it's just like canning stuff, when to can, when to make jelly. It's just certain times you can't do it because it ruins, you know. So,
Do you think, well, what would be, I'm trying to think how to word it, for people that do move in that didn't grow up here and have the connection to the land but are eager to learn?
well,
What's a process like that in the long run? Is it a couple of years and you've got a good connection and a good baseline to make it, or is it just a lifelong dedication?
well, if you want to learn, you can make it here, but you have to want to learn. You know, we get a lot of people in here, and I might be wrong in saying it, but they bring their attitude with it. These are mountain people. They're not country people, and they're not city people. They're mountain people. And a lot of stuff's been handed down through tradition and time. If you're willing to learn, somebody around here is willing to teach you. You know, I couldn't can when I was married, but once my wife left me, my sister taught me how to can. My mom taught me how to can. They taught me how to cook. You know, I learned it. I raised 2 boys on it. But you'll have to want to. And it's really not that hard. You know. Then you got people that moves in here thinks that they know it all and they can just pick up on it like that. They don't last but a couple of years. They find out they can't make it, you know. But it's like I said on another interview, these are mountain people. They're a different breed. They'll go 100 miles out of their way to help you. But now you cross one of them, they're related. And it's not what you see on TV either. It's through marriage or whatever. But they're good, best people in the world if you treat them right.
So everyone knows one another,
Yep.
Strong community, deep roots, hard work.
Yep.
And I'd just like to ask personally, if you had to, what's the difference between mountain people and country people? Because I notice you've said that quite a few times in conversation. And what do you think's the big difference?
I don't think I really can explain it. You about have to live it. Mountain people are hardcore, set in their ways. They ain't gonna change for nobody. I think country people is, I don't know how to put it, how to word it. They probably compromise a lot. Where these mountain people, if they say no, it's no. You're on out.
Yeah.
You know, I've got kin folks. If you cross them one time, they're done with you. I noticed a lot of country people, which I got country friends. They'll give you a second chance.
Okay.
A lot of mountain people won't.
So your word's your word, and
Your word's your word, and you better not break it.
all right. What was the community like growing up?
Everybody knowed everybody. This was a gathering place here when I was growing up. All the boys would come here. A few of the girls, not many, but mostly boys. My parents watched over. This is a gathering place Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights.
Okay.
And my parents would watch over us. 11 o'clock come, everybody went home. Bunch of us get together, we'd go hunting, or we'd go fishing, or we'd go camping. It's kind of like Andy Griffith, I guess. Back then, everybody knowed everybody. Everybody watched over everybody. It's a good community. We hardly ever had any crime whatsoever. A thief once in a while is about it.
Okay.
Mostly moonshiners, you know.
How's that, over the years, how's that changed with the community? Is it more kind of fizzling off with newer generations?
It is. It is. The younger generation's changing a lot. They don't want to farm. They don't want to raise gardens. They don't want to, what you might say, be a good neighbor anymore. Nobody visits no more. That's the reason I said something about decorations are dying. They don't want to respect the elderly no more. I think the worst thing that happened to this nation is computers, because people don't visit. I deliver a lot, like I said before. I go out to old people's homes delivering. I get my stuff in, set it up, get ready to leave, and they want to talk. I let them talk, because what knowledge they got, when they die, it's gone. And the young people don't want it. And I learned when an old person talks, you better listen, because they didn't get to be old by being dumb. So,
Do you think technology is what drifted the newer generations from that, or do you think there's something else with that as well?
technology is a good thing, but when you lose common sense, it ain't worth nothing. And I'd rather have a man with common sense as all the technology in the world. That makes sense?
Absolutely.
Because if this thing hits the fan, who you think's going to survive?
Not Google.
No.
Well, I'll say, obviously we met from the storm, and coming from my area that was affected, city, surrounding Asheville, metro type area, and coming up here, I've never met more resilient, determined people. And I would leave, whether I slept the night in the truck and whatever it was, I'd eventually come back home and shower and get stuff and come back out with supplies and whatnot. And it's just two different worlds. People were so distraught, and we had our water back. We had the power back. You had cell service again, but you drive an hour north and come up to Green Mountain, and it was devastating. But I've never seen so many people in my life be so determined and not deterred from getting back to the regular grind. You seemed almost unfazed for the most part of.
It's still hard to believe. I mean, looking back, it's still just hard to believe the last 11 months. I mean, we had the best people in the world from 40-some states in here. We never had a bad one in the bunch. And I told you about me going to see my aunt in Texas, me and my son.
Tell them.
It took
That's a good story,
It took her 40 years to get me to go see her in Texas. Yeah. And we went and seen her and stayed 10 days. And we got back, and I told him, I said, I'll never leave these Blue Ridge Mountains again. It's a different world when you get out of here, and it's not my world. This is my world.
Have you ever had an interest in seeing different parts of the world, or you're just solidified here, happy, surrounded by family and friends?
I'm not a tourist. I don't want to see nothing else. I'm satisfied right here. I get by on a natural high. These mountains, I enjoy every day to the fullest, but I do prepare for tomorrow in case I kick off. But this is it. This is my life. I love it right here. I'm satisfied right here. I don't have to have the best. I don't have to have none of that. I'm satisfied. This might sound quite. I'm content. I got my little house and 8 acres of land, and I'm happy. My youngins is good. My grandyoungins are great. My family's right here. What more could you ask for?
Yeah. What's been the overall feel for older jobs out here, as far as things like the farming, logging, mining, and other local work that's changed over the years? Has there been a dramatic change in any of those industries, or what are your thoughts on that?
Farming's a dying out. Housing developments are coming in, taking the land. Industrial has took over most of it. It went out of tobacco and a lot of farming like that into shrubbery. Now shrubbery's dying out. Logging's still going good. Industrials, we got a few industrials that's coming in. It's keeping people working. A lot of little private, I don't know what you call it, little stores are popping up here and there. Airbnbs are coming in strong. River rafting, it's going strong since the flood. It's really went strong, but That's about it. Me personally, I don't like change. I like it the way it was when I was a kid so my grandkids can enjoy it. But when you get all this industrial and stuff, everything coming in, you lose your community. I went to town 3 months after the flood, and it's a whole different world. People had changed. I mean, they wasn't friendly anymore. They'd soon run over you to look at you. It changed the whole county. You know, I don't think it'll ever be the same.
And for those, just geographically, when you say town, you're
Burnsville.
Burnsville. Okay, and that's roughly about 8-10 miles from here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As far as you mentioned some changes, I'm gonna kind of flip back and forth as I tend to do. But your neighbors, how are people supporting one another in the mountains these days?
Me and my sister, we grow a lot of gardens. We give to the elderly, the widows. We cut them firewood, make sure everybody's got heat through the winter. As far as our neighbors go, basically, if anybody needs help, we help them or they help us. You know, the flood proved that. You know, we basically check on each other once now. I got people across the river over there. They keep an eye on my mom's house all hours of the night. You know, all you got to do is say, will you watch my place while I'm gone? We do. You know, it's the right thing to do.
You mentioned declaration. Mm-hmm. You want to go into that too real quick before I...
Well, it's to honor the elderly. It's to honor the old people for what they done. They're the one that raised us. You know, usually every church has got a decoration. Most families have got personal decorations where you go and take flowers and honor the dead. Even though they're dead, they don't know it. But it's to honor what they did. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
So I've got enough respect for my grandparents, my dad, my brothers that's buried. I go put flowers on the grave just out of respect, you know. So that's what we do.
Let's see here. Is there anything that you'd like to share with people that you of the importance with tradition that your family carries on in these Appalachian Mountains?
Well, me personally, me and my family, we like to thank everybody that had a hand in helping anybody down through this community, whether it's us or neighbors. I'd love to thank each and every one of them, which you know I can't. But if they see this, I want them to know they're deeply appreciated for all they done. Even you, Bill, Billy, Kelly, Heather, Abby, people like that took time off their work to come and help us. I don't have the words for you. I just hope when we get to heaven, you'll know how much I love you and appreciate you.
I love you. You know that. I love all you. You're great people.
Well, it's not a byword. It's from the heart. So, I mean it.
I appreciate that. Let's see. I know I asked you a little bit about the younger generation and if they're carrying on the tradition and or letting it go. And you kind of referenced a little bit as to why. So what advice would you give to the younger generation if they were to be watching this to carry on in the footsteps as such?
Learn all you can learn as far as traditions, because you're going to have it one day. You don't think you will, but you will. You know, when I was raising my boys, the power went out here for 8 days. They said that was the best camping out they ever had, because they slept in the living room floor in a little tent they made. And when the power come back on, they didn't want it come. They wanted me to cut off, because they had more fun them 8 days than they normally would any other time. Get away from the TVs, get away from computers, get away from your phone, enjoy life, because there's a lot of life out there. I'll tell you this much. I got a boy that's 37 and one that's 35. And they ain't nothing like a 6'4", 35-year-old boy walk up to you and hug your neck in a crowd and say, "Dad, I love you." Ain't nothing like it. So that's what it's all about.
What would you like your grandchildren and future generations to remember the most?
They're growing up. Papa was always there. How we worked, how we had fun. I'd take them out every 3 weeks to eat, just me and them. And they have more fun you wouldn't believe. And I want them to remember how hard I worked to give them what they wanted. I'll take that back to give them what they needed and a few things they wanted. I hope they remember it. It's like I said before, my mom lost 72 years of pictures in her house that got washed away. But you can't wash away the memory. And I want them to remember.
And that reminds me of the story you shared with your father, you know, heroes in your life and mixing concrete at 4 a.m. in front of truck lights. And
Yep. That's how we laid the rock on that house out there. You know, but you can't take stuff like that away from me. Alzheimer's is going to try it, but we're going to fight over that. So,
what's something you're proud of in your life and your family's life?
getting right with the Lord, getting married. When my two boys was born, that's 3 things that's I'm really proud of. Growing up here in the mountains, I guess, would be the 4th thing.
If you had a favorite memory, I don't know, this is a tough question.
Oh boy.
But if you had a favorite memory and you'd like to share it with people, what would that memory be?
Hey, so many of them. I guess the first one would be when my first son was born. Doctor reached him to me and I couldn't hold him. You know, I guess that's one of the best. You know, I said to look back 37 years ago seemed like yesterday. Time's flying, you know, but that's one of the happiest moments.
Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you'd like to share for people
Pretty
to
well
know?
covered it. Pretty well covered it. Like I said, my dad was my hero. My mom took care of the store, took care of Dad, raised 7 kids, helped raise 6 grandkids. She can't do much now, but she's got 14 great grandkids that she loves. I really can't.
Well, for those who are watching, I know we've mentioned it once or twice, but you want to introduce your store, your location, people traveling through, coming from Asheville, up into Mars Hill, Spruce Pine, Poplar, Bakersville. You're located off the North Toe River.
Yeah. We're Whitson's Furniture and General Store, Green Mountain, North Carolina. We're on Toe River Road. We're open from 7 to 5, 6 days a week. Come by. We'll treat you so many ways you'll have to like one of them.
And I think it's important when you, for someone like myself and people who visit, you're trying to look for Appalachian culture, but you don't really know where to look. And these mountains run deep. And I think that not only is this a important staple for Green Mountain, North Carolina, that reflects true culture, but it's worth the extra drive time to spend time with you, your family, come see it, share stories, learn about the area. So I just want to make sure anyone watching this coming through that you know, make the extra time to come get a soda, something, and enjoy it.
Well, the funny thing about it, we don't talk funny. It's just everybody else does.
Nick, I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you coming.
I'm very thankful to see the store back up and
Yeah.
running. You guys are doing much better. And,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.